So it's the first day of actual joint practice, and Washington Commanders made their way up to Foxborough. And some good things happened, some bad things happened, but all the while, it still was a productive day. So without further ado, let's get to it. What up? What's good? What's happening? It's your boy Big Herb here for another episode of Off the Bench. We are live today. So before we get and go any further, please make sure you go on and like, comment, and subscribe to the show. Also, before we go any further, we are on the road to 500 subs. And before we go any further, I have to go ahead and send a shout out to the homie Rio Robinson, who made who made an appearance on the show yesterday. He was going in and with me yesterday on what could potentially be happening today. And basically, long story short, all of you guys came out in drones and had well over 1,000 people viewing the show. The comment section was on fire. It definitely was a good look. So I appreciate the homie Rio Robinson. So shout out to him. But yeah, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Oh man, practice today at Foxborough, Massachusetts, going up against the New England Patriots. So for starters, let's go ahead and just nip this in the bud right now. It is practice. It is not anything to go ahead and lose your shit over. There's going to be times where people get cooked. There's going to be times where people look like the greatest football player on the world. Let's just realize that this is practice. You look at the first practice we had last year and against the New York Jets. We looked like ass. But then the following week, we played against the Miami Dolphins, and we looked sharp. So, and you've seen how it turned out last year. So don't expect anybody to come over there and just go out here showing out and just gonna be, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. No. This is the worst thing that's gonna happen. No, let's stop. It's practice. Like AI said, we're talking about practice. So at the end of the day, don't trip. I'd rather them get mess up during this time so we can learn from it, because you're being in the trenches with your team every single day. So you already know about what's going on back and forth all the time. So with that being said, I want us to go ahead and just take it a little bit easy. Don't panic. It's not a reason to get panicked for practice. You're supposed to mess up in practice. That's how you learn. So when you go on the field, you don't have these same issues. So also, and they couldn't really even touch the quarterback today on both sides. So take that into account of what's going on today. So some notes that went down today that was posted. JD5 looks surgical. He went 11 for 11 on his passes. And he looked very sharp. He looked very JD5-ish. So that's a good thing to look at. Laramie Tunzel looked like a bouncer. And because the way he was throwing people out, he literally had one of the guys drove him to the fan area where he felt like he belonged there. So he pulled a blind side on him. So it's the shiny ones. We got comments up in here. I just want to come out with no injury, these injuries free. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't disagree with that. I just want them to come in, don't trip about, don't compete, but don't get hurt. I totally agree. I can't even disagree with you on that one, man. Um, Also, Josh Connolly Jr. looked really sharp today. He apparently he had himself a pretty good day. Um, Contrary to what a lot of people feel like, he hasn't been really doing good. I mean, when you're getting tips from Laramie Tunsil and you're going up against Von Miller every day, I mean, yeah, I don't expect you to go ahead and just be out the gate just balling. But when you learn from two greats, yeah, I expect you to start showing up soon. Like I said, it's still practice. I'm not tripping over it. So I just want to go ahead and just say that first. Brian Robinson Jr. had a day today. This doesn't mean that Bill is going to take his job or anything. He had a good day today. And I think that's a good thing to look at. But here's the thing we also got to realize. He always plays good in the beginning of the season. He always plays good in the beginning part of the stretch. We want to make sure that he can last the whole entire season because that injury bug always comes around. I will say this as well when it comes to Brian Robinson Jr. It's good to see that he's going out there and making sure that he's competing, because the way that everybody else is talking about Bill coming out there, it's kind of like he's getting lost in the sauce a little bit. Zach Ertz and JD5 looks like a cheat code. And to see that rapport with your tight end, it's a good look. Me personally, I thoroughly like the fact that they look like a great connection. You need that in your offense to be able to move the field. Whether he doesn't produce yak ability or whatever, that's good to know that he can still they're still connecting. Some of the other receivers out there had some drops, so that's something to take to accept at this point. That we need to try to get Terry back at some point. Not a lot of info on Debo, how he looked out there today. On defense, so we got got a comment here. Awesomeness with awesome live stream. Thank you. Appreciate it, fam. But on defense, Mikey Sanderstill and Marshawn Lattimore, they didn't have a good day, but Mikey did get an interception in the red zone. So we want to point that out. That's not, I'm just speaking for me. I feel like I need them to go ahead and actually show out, because Stephon Diggs did not play today. And he was in the one-on-one drills, but he didn't take place in 11-on-11. And most of the receivers that they have over in New England really ain't that good. So I really wish that they didn't get outplayed today. But like I said, Mikey did have a interception in the red zone, so that's good to know. Trey Amos, he looked pretty decent today. Wasn't called out a lot, so that shows me that he wasn't lost in the sauce. He was actually playing pretty damn good. So I personally like the fact that he was able to do that. Excuse me. He wasn't really called out. He didn't really have any bad plays today, so that's a good thing. But the one thing about it, though, Drake May, he looked really good out there today. And yeah, last year he didn't play that great, but let's also take heed that he was a rookie last year. So let's not get all bent out. He was the third overall pick coming out of North Carolina last year. So let's go ahead and just I feel like he's going to be productive this year. I think he's going to be a really nice player. I think he has a bright future, but I'm gonna let his play out. I'm going to go ahead and not jump the gun, say that he's going to be a Pro Bowler or he's going to be a bust or whatever. I do think that as far as like he definitely is, he has potential to be really really good in this league. Travion Henderson, the running back, him and Von Miller got into it, and it got so bad that the skirmish had a pile up, and Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, eventually got into the bottom of the scrum and walked out with a bloody nose. So yeah, the rookie taking on a future Hall of Famer. I mean, I don't know what you felt like you could just do or whatever. I don't know. But they eventually had the conversation. Hey, we're here to practice, not here to go ahead and start fighting and stuff. But I mean, let's be real. This is a team that's been both of the teams have not played anybody. They've been going up against their guys every single day. And at some point, we need to make sure that we can go ahead and continue to. You're going to get into fights with people. It's inevitable. Let's keep it a buck. When you're going back and forth with everybody, with your own teammates, and then you eventually go ahead and go up against somebody different, it's going to be a squirming. I mean, it's going to be a squabble. And because you're going up against people that you really don't go up against. Let's say if you do get beat in the coverage, you're going to get mad. Like what's his name? Marshawn Lattimore did today. He got beat on a route, and he got pissed off, and he got into a fight. Dude, we can't be doing that. Last year, I do remember Dan Quinn went ahead and said that he hated that shit. He didn't want any fights and everything going on. And I agree with him. Look, we're in here to do business. Let's go in here. Let's not start any fights, because if you turn to a fight and then you go ahead and get injured, then what the fuck? Where you're taking yourself out. Thank you. Awesome. I mean, I'm just saying it's not a good move. You want to make sure that you can go ahead and walk in here, walk out. It's a business trip. We're not here to play around and shit. We're here to practice. We're here to walk out with no injuries, like Shawnee once said earlier. And that's the main reason why we're here. We want to make sure that we get in the production that we're going to be getting, and we want to make sure that everybody walks in, walks out safe, and compete. That is the number one priority when we're going into these camps with these joint practices. Also, I need to bring this up because this right here is definitely something to look at. We had injuries to second year players, and it's starting to look like an injury bug type thing. Number one, Deontay John Baptiste, Brandon Coleman, and Jordan McGee. They are having injury. They didn't really play last year that much. Well, I'm sorry, Brandon Coleman did play, but he had signs of like just getting hurt from time to time. And Jordan McGee had a stretch where he really wasn't playing that much, and we wanted to go ahead and put him in there and open up this defense. And with them always being hurt, this is something that you got to take a look at. Because Kane Madrano had a great day today as a rookie. And I mean, we all know he's freaky athletic. I mean, he's a linebacker but has the body of a safety, and actually is productive out there. I mean, at some point, Jordan McGee has to really look at and see like, hey, Kane might take my spot if he's not staying healthy. The one thing that they say this every single time, the best ability is availability. If you're not here to play, then what good are you? And that's something that we really have to sit there and look at. Also, before we get into some of the tweets and everything that happened that was posted during practice and everything, I want to say this. Dan Quinn said that starters really won't be playing on Friday for Friday's game because they're doing a lot of work today. And I think tomorrow as well, and they don't really want to go ahead and put them in the game. And with that being said, Sam Hartman is scheduled to start against the New England Patriots on Saturday with Josh Johnson backing him up. Last but not least, because we have to talk about it because it is relevant news. Terry McLaurin did not make the trip, and there's no moves or anything of that to be talked about because, well, I mean, he didn't make the trip. So I will say this, as far as that concerned, until we find out when this contract is going to get resolved, I mean, there's really nothing much to talk about. I will go ahead and still bring up things as far as if they were brought up because it is relevant. So, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Just some things to point out. Team president Mark Klaus, managing partner Josh Harris, was in the house of joint practices. Minority partner Mitchell Rails and GM Adam Peters was also in attendance. Ben Standing tweeted, per Dan Quinn, these guys did not make the trip. Brandon Coleman, Javonte, John Baptiste, Marcus Mariota, Noah Brown, and Jordan McGee, like I just said, with their injuries. All dealing with injuries, but no long-term concerns, per Dan Quinn. Mariota has a lower leg strain. Also, Terry McLaurin and Sam Cosmi both were on the PUP list. We know Terry ain't really hurt. He has the contract. Zach Selby. Two things have stood out to me watching their offense. The connection between Daniels and Ertz is a cheat code. Like we just pointed out there. They look so good together. It's just like, hey, man, I think this is going to be another dynamic year with them both. You want to see Ben Sinnott at least get some burn in there because he is the heir apparent, quote unquote heir apparent. Shiny Ones pointed out, and okay, Brandon has an ankle, but what's wrong with Javonte, John Baptiste, and McGee? What's wrong with them? Apparently, it just says an injury. It doesn't say exactly what is injured on them. I just need. My thing is this: we kind of already knew about the whole Brandon Coleman situation because he was injured last week. They didn't put it out there. They just say they didn't make the trip. They didn't say exactly what was the injury for. So I want to see more as far as like more information come out. But you know, the Commanders, they're tight-lipped. They're not going to really talk about what's going on. So also going up back to it. Zach Selby also said Tunsil is really, really, really good. So I mean but that's what happens when you have an all-pro left tackle. And I mean, and with that type of, with him being able to just shut down the pass rushers, that's a great thing to have. And I truth be told, when they were saying that he was getting beat in practice the other day last week, I wasn't really concerned. I was out there. It was hot as shit. and you going up against guys who in practice, like, look, man, I'm not trying to come over here and bust my ass in this practice right now. Now, I do think that you should go all out in practice, but I understand. I was out there. This shit was like 98 degrees outside, and it was humid as fuck. I get it. I understand. But at the same time, I mean, it's good to see when he's going up against talent that's not on our team. He's looking like a bouncer. And that's what I want out of my left tackle. I want him to go ahead and put that motherfucker in the coffin. That's what I want to see. I love it. Pedro Smith also said Jalen Lane has been calling Brian Mitchell for returning advice, according to John Combs' podcast, being monitored by the best. Brian Mitchell should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, let's put the stats out there real quick. Second all time in combined yardage. That's kickoff return, punt return, what's his name? Running, running yards, rushing yards, passing yards. Yes, he did actually have a game where he was passing. It was the body bag game. Receiving yards. So yeah, he's number 2 all time. Combined. The only person that's in front of him is Jerry Rice. He needs to be in the Hall. I don't care what nobody say. And he's at one point he was regarded the greatest returner in the game. But then Devin Hester came around and took a shine. So Brian Mitchell definitely is somebody to look at as far as advice when it comes to one second. B Mitch Hall of Fake all day. I'm going, because you put up the what's the name, the fire and the wet emojis. I'm going to assume that's a typo, because B Mitch was that guy. And we will not put up with any Brian Mitchell slander on this show. So I'm going to assume that there was a typo right there. But no, Brian Mitchell was that dude. Nick Jabala said we have a skirmish, and like we said, the home Mike Vrabel walked out with his nose trickling after that. So I mean, concept, yeah, definitely a typo. No, it's all good, fam. It's all good. Thanks for putting that in the comment section. I was like, wait, what did you say? We didn't want to have to delete you from the comment section, but no, seriously, it definitely was like Brian Mitchell is a person that you should have in your Rolodex when it comes down to trying to get advice for punt return and kick returning. But we definitely had a skirmish today. And like I said, Mike Vrabel walked out with his nose trickling. So, I mean, it is definitely something we're going to have to look and see how his nose is doing tomorrow. Zach Shelby also writes, Michael Gallup just had a catch from Johnson and lowered his shoulder on the Patriots DB. So, I mean, that's good connection right there, because I didn't really hear a lot of things from Michael Gallup. I wanted to see him go ahead and actually show like he could produce now, because he did take that year off. But I mean, what does this mean as far as you trying to make the team? Does this mean that you're going to be on the practice squad? Does this mean that you're actually going to do something on the team? I mean, are you honestly? I don't even know if he's going to make the team, and it's not a shot at him. It's just the fact that who he has in front of him. You have Terry McLaurin, you have Debo Samuel, so we already know they're a lock. Jalen Lane is looking productive in training camp this year, so I mean that right there is one thing. You also got what's his name, Luke McCaffrey, who's a 3rd round pick, who still is finding himself on there, and then you have what's his name, Noah Brown as well. So after those guys, you got to find your way on the roster. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to make the roster or not, but I do know that he is competing, and that's the main priority right there. Washington's defense, Ben Standing also writes, Washington's defense and New England's offense getting scrappy. 2 skirmishes in last few minutes. So we literally just talked about that. Zach Selby also says, K. Madrano was in good position to make tackles on back-to-back plays. The rookie does a good job of sticking with pass catchers in coverage and breaking down to get stops. Excuse me. One thing about him, one thing for sure and 2 things for certain. That boy K. Madrano is athletically gifted, and I am glad that he is on our team, because here's the thing. We all love Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's 36. He's getting up there in age. We need to have some guys out there who could play pass coverage. And if you have a guy like Kane Madrano learning from somebody like a Bobby Wagner, that's nothing but great to that's a great combination. So let's go ahead and see Kane Madrano continue his success. Also, guys, please remember to like, share, subscribe as well. We are on the road to 500 subs, so please make sure you smash that like. Finish putting more info, more comments in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe. So yeah, let's get back to it. Also, Zach Selby writes on here, first 11 on 11 period of the offense. JD was 3 for 3 with 2 completions to Ertz. I told you that connection with Ertz and JD is just looking really good. I'm not calling them the Mahomes and Kelsey connection, but hey, what if? I love to see that connection flourish. Zach Selby also writes, nice throw and catch from Daniels to Ja'Cory Brooks in 7-on-7 drills. Brooks had the one-handed grab in the end zone. So that's also like, it's good to see that you're caught. Like, the one thing I will say is this. Ja'Cory Brooks has had some up and down days. He started off on fire with 2 touchdowns in the first couple of days. And he looked productive, but then he was having that fall off period. One thing I will say is that I like the fact that this guy is actually getting this stuff together and playing against this another defense and actually flourishing. One-hand catches is always a good thing to have. Well, another thing, JD, Sam Hartman, and Cole Turner was headed to the field. You know how JD always comes out with his basketball, so we had that going down. Taylor Kyles writes, Commanders get immediate penetration on the left side versus the outside zone run from the Patriots. Also, another one by Kevin Moore. Deebo Samuels just made a nice contested catch for a touchdown over Marcus Jones in the 7-on-7's red zone period. I'm just going to do a rapid fire real quick. Michael Tisler, Josh Connerly is having a good practice today, working across from Christian Barmore and Harold Landry. He's shown quickness and good reaction. He's shown quickness and good recognition getting from free blitzers. David Harrison, Demario Douglas having a day against the Commanders defense. Has beaten Mike Sanderstill on several routes. And that's what we was talking about earlier with the Horntside situation with Mikey getting burnt a few times, but he did have that red zone interception. He needs to connect with Senate. Zach only has so much time left. Dude, I completely agree with you on there. I said this yesterday when I had Rio on the show. I feel like by week 5, he needs to at least by week 5 be so in sync with JD that Zach Ertz is questioning his loyalty at the end of the day. Like, I need Ben Sinnott and him to be in JD's pocket. Like, I need him to go ahead and just go back and forth with him every single where it goes. Because you're getting drafted that high. You need to go ahead and be able to go back and forth with these guys. Like, JD, we know how special JD is. We don't know much about Sinnott at all. All we know is that against the Carolina Panthers, he had that one goal line catch for a touchdown. And in the NFC Championship, he had a fake punt pass that he caught for like 30 yards. So we need to make sure that we need to see. Yes, he needs to go ahead and he needs to be there, and he needs to produce. He needs to show up. He needs to go ahead and do whatever it takes to be in JD's good grace. He needs to be able to go ahead and be in Cliff Kingsbury's room every single day. When Cliff Kingsbury shows up, opening up the door and turning the lights on, he needs to see Ben Sinnott just staring at him in the chair like, nigga, where you been? I've been waiting for you, bro. That's what we need to see out of Ben Sinnott. That's just my take. Ben Valoin says Jaden Daniels is absolutely surgical in 11-on-11. Never misses a read. I mean, he's JD. What'd you expect? I mean, let's keep it a buck. JD is that guy. I mean, he's very productive. I want to see this happen. Like, keep on going with this, man. Zach Selby, B Rob is fired up today. He had a couple of really nice runs and has been trying to get his teammates hype in the huddle. I love to see that energy from B Rob. I do, and I thoroughly that warms my heart because it shows me that yes, I am being productive, but I'm also bringing that energy to the team every single chance I get. Brandon, Jaden Daniels for MVP. Laramie Tunzel took a Patriots linebacker to the stands, and a fight was close to breaking out per JP Finley, NBC Sports. Yeah, we said it before. Laramie Tunzel is a goon. Look here, he might be posting up pics like he's getting ready to go to what's his name, Stadium or Rose Bar or whatever. But dude, he don't take his don't take his swag like he can't do shit. That dude is official. He is a all-pro left tackle for a reason. I mean, he's I can't. That's one of the, as a former offensive lineman who played, I thoroughly enjoy watching offensive linemen just handle business and just being the enforcers that they are. I love that shit. I love that shit more than I see a nice touchdown pass down the seams and just I like seeing that more than I like to see a fly route. I'm just being honest. I like to see motherfuckers just getting knocked the fuck out. I love it. I love to see shit like that, man. It's amazing. I mean, it's how can I go ahead and make an embarrass a man, take his soul, and just demoralize him in one step, pancake him. So yeah, Shiny One says, we do know what he is. Go look at his college film. He's an uber athletic fullback, but Cliff doesn't believe in using a fullback. Yes, I agree. What baffles me is Cliff isn't creative enough to get out of the gun. I kind of agree with that. Damn, now that you put it out there, you really don't see him out of gun. He runs a lot of 12 personnel, shotgun. It was very. I didn't really see JD. I'm glad that you pointed that out, Shawnee One, because I really didn't see a lot of under center type passes last year. If there was any, jeez, I did. Nice pointing that out. Shout out to Shawnee Ones. Also, Shawnee One says if he was created, he would use Ben at fullback and still use Zach as a tight end until. I'm all for it, but also I just want to see. Okay, so if we use him as a fullback, and I just think that the fullback is just dead in this league. It's not like the early 2000s anymore. Yeah, Jaden. He also says Jaden has never. He's never been under center. Yeah, I never noticed it. 19 total to be exact. So no, I just my thing is this. I want to see JD just go ahead and be able to produce. So if that means that you got to take out the fullback and you got to figure it out to put him somewhere else, then you need to do it. I agree with that. I use the talent that you have there, but also we know that he's great at blocking, but I don't need you to just be a blocker. I need you to go out in some routes and route people up. I need you to dot some people. I need you to be able to dot some people up, but you can't dot them if you're not in the game. So let me start off by saying this. I don't know exactly what's going on in the coaching office. So until then, I want to go ahead and see what he does in practice. And then I could go ahead and say, like, well, Cliff ain't using him for this. Cliff ain't using him for that. So, but you do bring out valid points, Shiny Ones. It's not there in San Francisco. You're right. I mean, but also, if I'm not mistaken, he what's his name? He got cut. If I'm not mistaken, his name is eluding me right now. But I mean, it's still something that, look, use the personnel that you got. And if he finds a way to go ahead and use it, I mean, but at the same time, we really can't sit there and shit on him because they had a very efficient offense last year. Let's not sit there and just diminish Cliff for what his work has been done. Also, Al says, Ben is fast. Great idea, fam. Didn't want to type your whole name. Yeah. Also, Johnny Ones, not dead in Baltimore. Their fullback weighs 300 pounds. Fucking big ass lineman. They're pretty much a lineman at this point. I'm going to call you AK. Yeah, that's what we're gonna. I'm just gonna. I like shiny ones. Me personally, as Kyle Juszczyk, that's his name. My man. No, Kyle Juszczyk actually got released. He's not on the team anymore, so I don't know what the situation is with that. I thought that he was very productive. I don't know if it was a salary cap situation or whatever it was, but I mean, it's also good to see that he was actually there. But getting back to some of these tweets, JP Finley said, I get Pats aren't the 85 Bears, but the Commanders' offensive line looks terrific. Wiley and Connerly are playing well. Tunsil dominated. And that's always good to see. Also, there was a picture put out there. Both teams getting let's have some good work and not no fight speech. Yeah, miss them with that bullshit because that definitely didn't happen. Zach Shelby says watching Tunsil in Pass Pro is such a work of art. He's just put Keon White into a good ground with little effort. Kevin Moore, Commanders offense looks like they haven't skipped a beat, and that's always great to see. The homie Lake Lewis Jr. I have let DC know if I have to let DC know that Laramie Tunsil is up here at joint practices, manhandling folks. He's a stone wall. The youngster Josh Connolly Jr. is having a day as well. Yeah, and that's all the tweets I have. But yeah, I mean, I like to see that Josh Connolly is balling out now against other talents. It's a good look to see. It's also I'm also glad at the fact that our stars are being stars. You didn't hear anything bad come out of B Wags today. He was productive. You didn't hear anything bad about JD5. He was terrific today. Laramie Tunsil, I've raved him the whole entire day, the whole entire time throughout this stream, as far as him being dominant. B Rob was looking good. Ertz was looking good. And here's the thing, we already know that offense is gonna look good. It's pronounced, hold on a sec. It's pronounced Anunnaki. Anunnaki. I'm not gonna butcher your name out of respect, so I'm gonna call you Shiny Ones. But thank you for filling us in on how to pronounce your name. It's greatly appreciated, homie. Also, defense. Like I said, this is practice. This is the very first practice going up against somebody else that's not your teammate. So let's go ahead and just not take it as like, hey, this defense is ass. This team, what's name? Ain't nothing changed. Because here, let's keep it a whole buck for a second. As long as this defense is creating turnovers, all we got to do is just give it to JD. And I mean, you want to get him pieces to make sure that he doesn't put it all on him. But we've seen what it was like last year when you put it on his shoulders. You walked in with if we had the ball with a minute left in the game, a minute 10 left in the game, you did not panic. Because you knew that you was going to go ahead and get downfield. Hell, even the Cowboys game when Terry had the 70-something yard catch, we didn't think there would be that 70-yard catch, but we knew that we were getting down there. We knew that he was going to make a play. We knew that everything was going to happen as far as he's done it against Atlanta last year. We've seen it in Tampa Bay with the whole entire the last drive and everything. We know that we're going to be productive. The one thing about it with this defense, though, we just need you to create turnovers. Al says on here, JCP haven't been tested yet. B Rob focused, no fumbles. If Bill fumbles, it's over. Here's the thing. Bill hasn't even played his first preseason game, and apparently I think he's going to get some burn. B Rob, yes, he needs to focus, no fumbles. Yeah, I'm not worried about it yet. I will get worried about it if they get hurt. I'm just gonna, like I said, I just want these guys to compete, walk out, and not get injured. And the ones who are injured ain't even make the trip. So I mean, I think today for the first joint practice was somewhat of a success today. Even if you and one thing that Joe Witt Jr. said the other day, the defensive coordinator for the team, he wants to see people make mistakes in practice. If you make mistakes in practice, we can adjust when it comes down to the football, to the actual game. And he's absolutely right. I'd rather you, if you're gonna fuck up in practice. That's the perfect time to make a mistake. Make it big. I don't give a shit. Make it mess up in practice, so this way we know how to handle the situation next time. But guys, thank you who are in the chat today. Thank you very, very much. You're greatly appreciated. You are loved. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Guys, it's 42 minutes into this live stream. I appreciate those who came in and watched today. Please be sure to like, comment like you've been doing before. And for those of you watching the post live stream, please subscribe. Just off of yesterday with, like I said earlier in the show, Rio Robinson came on yesterday and everybody came out in drones, had over 1,000 views, the most ever, more than quadrupled the people coming on here. So please, for those of you who's new, for you new subscribers, the 42, I'm not mistaken, 42 who joined on, please like the comments. Tell me if you tell me that you don't think JD shit, and we know that's not true, but just tell me that, and please elaborate. Al, shiny ones, y'all top two comments in the comment section today. I appreciate you two guys. But no, like I appreciate you guys even tuning in. And it makes me want to, like I say, every single time, help me grow so I could do more. I appreciate you guys. But as always, guys, as we do every single show, as we end, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Peace.